Yeah, man. So I'm here to talk about Ethan Pinnock, as you saw the thumbnail. Yeah, Ethan Pinnock is out, and his coach did a post-game interview. Yeah, when they lost that game at home at the GTEC Stadium versus Liverpool 4-1, they got smashed, early Saturday morning, man. But yeah, Thomas Frank, did interview, and he said this about Ethan Pinnock.
But he got it was a nasty tackle on him in the last game against Wolves. 2-0 up, 5 minutes into injury time. Scissor from behind. I don't think it was intentional to injure him, but that was a nasty one. So unfortunately, that means he will be out for a longer time.
Any idea on a timescale?
Yeah, it will be after international break.
Thank you, Thomas.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's it right there from the man himself, Thomas Frank, a really good coach, a coach that I really admire. Yeah, I know, he bring in players, his transfer policies. I know they scout players in around, especially outside of England in the Scandinavian, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the Reggaeboyz, team, Jamaica team here coming up. That big game is coming up in Arlington, Texas, around 4 weeks from now, or 4.5 weeks from now. Yeah, so he said that they will assess Ethan Pinnock after the international break. So what that said, he will be out for the Reggaeboyz team against US in the semi-final, and that will be a big miss. Yeah, we played the last time Pinnock played against the US, that was a 4-1 defeat when we played them in Austria. Jamal Lowe scored on that day when around 7 to 8 players made their debut. When a look at riff-raff was happening between the players and the Jamaican Federation about money issues and all of that, who is not running party shop and all of that, But yeah, man, so we played them previously 4 times. Yeah, 4 times, two in the Gold Cup and 2 in the World Cup qualifier. We played them the last time in that first game in Chicago at Soldier Field, where we drew that game 1-1, and before that I think we played them in a World Cup qualifier where we played them in Kingston, where we drew that game 1-1. So we have gotten positive results for the last 2 games against the US, and then we played them again in Gold Cup quarterfinals and a World Cup qualifier where we lost 2-0 in Texas, in Austin. We're not having a good results against US in Texas, but we played them in Austin when Ricardo Pepe scored 2 goals in that World Cup qualifier, and we played them in a quarterfinal where we lost, I think, 1-0. Yeah, so he have not featured in those games, and Damian Lowe have had 2 different partnerships in those 4 games. Yeah, he played with Mariappa twice, especially the last game, and one of the World Cup qualifier game he played with Liam Moore also. So he have played with both players twice in the last 4 fixtures against the US. So Damian Lowe is going to be that experienced player in the backline for the Reggaeboyz coming up in that next fixtures. As you know, Damian Lowe is having a really good preseason right now for Philadelphia Union, as he finishes season really good for Philly. Not managed to get them, the MLS what they're looking for years now, but I must say he's going to be that man in the backline, and I'm looking forward to see Deshaun Bernard, who is also on farm. Yeah, he's also on farm. Sheffield Wednesday have been picking up some results lately. Yeah, I think they have beaten a Reggaeboyz international team. I think it was Millwall. West Harding team. Yeah, they played West Harding team and they beat them, I think, 2-0. So Deshaun Bernard have been getting some positive results for Sheffield Wednesday recently, and he's really playing good. But we're going to need backup, and will coach I may have dreams to call back Liam Moore and also Mariappa. I don't think we should call back Mariappa, my point of view. Mariappa is playing at League 2 right now for Salford City in the League 2, and Mariappa is at that age now. It's just hasta la vista for him right now. Yeah, with all respect to the legend, he's a really good player. Want to see him on the coaching staff, but not on a player standpoint starting in that semi-final. We want to win the CONCACAF Nations League. We want to win that. Yeah, and remember, we also out with Bowser, and Demari Gray is not going to play. So we have 3 big players from our starting 11 that's not going to play. Good news is Mikel Antonio is back. He played at the weekend at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest, and they lost. Shocking result. shocking performance from the whole of West Ham team. But glad to see Mikel is back in the fold. The last time he played, it was against Canada in Kingston, Jamaica, when he came off with a knee injury, so he just got back some minutes, and that's a good thing. So he's like a month away from getting real match sharpness, and guess what? His first game back, David Moyes trusted him and he started him. So you see that he's a vital player for West Ham. He's a really good player. It's what West Ham really need. But for the Reggae Boy, he's more likely going to be our natural goal scorer, going to be in that starting level. I mean, Devante Cole going to come in the fold and all of that, should come into the fold. But will you want to play him in the first game of his country, against US semi-final, a game that we need to win? We want to play Mikel Antonio. Remember that stunner that he scored against the US in the National Stadium? Wonderful, probably 35 yards out, cracker. So can he repeat himself in Arlington, Texas, coming up in about 4.5 weeks from now? So Coach Almi Abgrins is going to have a lot of issues in that backline. But as I said, it should be Damian Lowe and Deshaun Bernard, as Ethan Pinnock missed the Gold Cup, and Bernard and Lowe have played for most of the games in the Gold Cup. But Pinnock and Damian Lowe is a really good partnership. I think Pinnock complement Damian Lowe a lot, especially with his aggressive plays. And it was, that game that they played in the national stadium against Haiti wasn't a good performance, defensive standpoint, especially from Damian Lowe. But Pinnock, really good player, really good left-sided defender where he can play on the left center half side. And will we played Amari Bell, who is playing at a left centre back in the Premier League for Luton Town, who's playing at a back three, but this is a back two. It's different from playing a back three and a back two. But if you ask me, can he do a good job there, just for one game? Of course he can do a good job, but he made a horrible mistake against United earlier today. But I don't think Amari Bell will be the best suitors to replace Pinnock. Greg Lay, not a player that's really playing good for Oxford. So going to have a new partnership again in the defensive line for the Reggae Boy against US coming up. So is this going to be Damian? This going to be Damian Lowe third different partnership coming up against US. As I said, at 100% guarantee it's not going to be Liam or Mariappa partnership with Damian Lowe in that game coming up in Arlington. It must be Deshaun. So it would be Damian Lowe third defensive partnership against the US. So let's see what's going to happen, man. But I'm positive that we can get a good result. But when Ethan Pinnock came in, the team, when we were picking up like a little pickup team in the World Cup qualifier, and we have lost a whole lot of games when he was there, especially the game, where we lost Panama, that game at home, 3-0 in the World Cup qualifier. We lost 2-1, against Mexico. We lost to Panama again over there in Panama. We lost to Costa Rica, in those World Cup qualifier game, and in the games in the Nations League. Where it started for Ethan Pinnock for the Reggae Boy is when we played in Azteca, that Nation League game where we drew 2-2. Should have won that game, and then we win against Honduras at home. We drew against Haiti, really good performance there, and it started getting better. He had a really good game in the first leg of the semi-final of Nation League against Canada in Kingston, and then a stellar performance again in Toronto in that wet, cold night in Canada. So performance is getting better. I would just love to see Ethan Pinnock back really quickly, as I know he's not going to play in that game. But when he's not playing for Brentford, I think this is the first time in 16 months he have missing a game. He have not started a game for Brentford. So he is a really good player, and Brentford last season have a really good home record. Yet they have only, I think, conceded 18 or 17 goals at home last season. Only team to finish ahead of them in that best home record was, I think, United, City, Liverpool and Newcastle at home. So see, that is a very key piece for Brentford moving forward. But that's it, man. Let's see who's going to be that defensive partnership with Damian Lowe coming up in Arlington, Texas that game. So people, bless up on yourself.